Did you know that 85% of people struggle with self-doubt at some point in their lives? Yet research shows that confidence isn't something you're born with, it's something you build. The most confident people you know weren't always that way. They simply discovered something that psychologists have recently confirmed. Confidence isn't a personality trait. It's a skill that follows a predictable pattern. And once you understand this pattern, you can hack it to your advantage in ways most people never realize. I remember standing outside a meeting room, heart racing, palms sweaty, convinced everyone inside would immediately see through me as a fraud. Maybe you felt that too, before a presentation, a job interview, or even just walking into a room full of strangers. That feeling that you don't quite measure up, that you're just waiting to be found out. Here's the thing. I used to think confidence was this magical quality that some people just had. Like they were touched by some confidence fairy at birth while I was out getting a diaper change. But after diving into the research and testing these principles myself, I discovered something that changed everything. Confidence isn't about feeling ready. It's about a specific sequence of actions that anyone can learn. And the best part? It doesn't require you to become a different person or develop some extroverted, larger-than-life personality. It works with who you already are. In this video, I'm breaking down the three-part confidence code that behavioral psychologists have identified as the foundation for authentic, lasting confidence. The action-first principle that flips the traditional confidence formula on its head. The evidence collection system that builds an unshakable foundation for your self-belief. The reframing method that transforms how you process setbacks and criticism. Think about the last time you felt truly confident about something. Maybe it was giving advice in an area you know well, or handling a situation you've successfully navigated before. What if you could bottle that feeling and apply it to the areas where you currently feel unsure? What if the gap between where you are and where you want to be is much smaller than you think? Ready to discover why building confidence is surprisingly simple? Let's dive in. Step 1. The action-first principle. The first part of the confidence code completely reverses what most of us have been taught. We typically think the sequence goes, feel confident first, then take action. But research from Stanford psychologist Albert Bandura shows that the actual sequence works in reverse. Action comes first, then confidence follows. This is what I call the action-first principle, and it's the foundation of all genuine confidence building. Instead of waiting to feel confident before you act, you take small, manageable actions that then generate authentic confidence. Let me explain why this works on a neurological level. When you take action, even tiny steps, your brain records that experience as evidence of your capability. Here's how to implement this principle effectively. Identify one small action related to your goal that feels just slightly uncomfortable but doable. Not terrifying, just a gentle stretch outside your comfort zone. Commit to taking this action within the next 24 hours. The immediacy is crucial because it prevents your brain from building up the task into something scarier than it actually is. Document the outcome. What specifically happened? Not your interpretation of what happened, but the actual observable result. The beauty of the action-first principle is that it bypasses the need for motivation or positive thinking. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to take one small step, then another, then another. Step 2, the evidence collection system. The second part of the confidence code is what I call the evidence collection system. One of the biggest obstacles to confidence is our brain's negativity bias. We're wired to remember criticism and forget praise. Here's how it works. Create a simple evidence log where you record 3 types of data. First, document your successes, no matter how small. Second, track the skills you've developed and used. Third, and this is crucial, record how you handled setbacks. Step 3, the reframing method. Here's the three-step reframing process. First, separate facts from interpretations. When something challenging happens, ask, what are the objective facts here, and what is my interpretation of those facts? Second, challenge extreme interpretations. Our minds naturally catastrophize. When you catch yourself using words like always, never, everyone, or no one, that's a red flag. Replace these with more accurate language. Third, adopt a growth perspective. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this help me improve? This transforms setbacks from confidence killers into confidence builders. Common obstacles and solutions. Now you might be thinking, this sounds great, but what about when I try these methods and still don't feel confident? That's a valid concern, so let me address some common obstacles. Obstacle 1, I take action but still feel anxious. Solution, normalize the coexistence of confidence and anxiety. Obstacle 2, I've collected evidence, but my mind still focuses on the negative. Solution, practice deliberate redirection. When negative thoughts arise, say to yourself, I notice I'm focusing on the negative. Then intentionally redirect to your evidence log. Obstacle 3, reframing feels like I'm just lying to myself. Solution, distinguish between positive reframing and denial. Reframing isn't about ignoring problems. It's about seeing them accurately rather than through the lens of cognitive distortions. So there you have it. Building confidence isn't about transforming your personality or adopting some inauthentic version of yourself. It's about understanding the simple psychological pattern that creates genuine confidence. Taking action before you feel ready, collecting evidence of your capabilities, and reframing how you interpret challenges. The most confident people aren't those who never feel doubt. They're the ones who have learned to take action despite it, who keep track of their successes, and who interpret setbacks as temporary and specific rather than permanent and personal. Try implementing just one part of this framework today. Not tomorrow, not when you feel more motivated, today. If this approach helps you, hit that like button and subscribe for more simple solutions to everyday challenges. And let me know in the comments which of these 3 parts of the confidence code you think will help you the most. Until next time, remember, confidence isn't something you find, it's something you build, one small action at a time.